John Phillips. So I am determined in year 13 of my private law practice. Again, I had 8 years of insurance defense and 2 years at a big, large personal injury firm before that. But I'm determined in year 13 of my practice to give consumers more, to explain the process of justice such that we have like an ounce of prevention, right? Like people have some idea of how it really works, or like today, I'm just going to let you behind the curtain, right? I'm just going to let you see things that other lawyers don't want you to see, or know things other lawyers don't want you to know. Because the one thing about me is I love the Florida Bar Association. I love Jacksonville's Bar Association. Jacksonville has a wonderful bar. But the one thing is, we don't have to put up with, as lawyers, others' deceit, others' lies. And lawyers are pretty good at kind of turning their head and ignoring the wrongful, malicious, sometimes misrepresentative tactics of other lawyers. So I'm going to start with a couple of Barnes and Cohen ads. So Glen Cohen is an attorney in town, longtime attorney. You've seen his commercials, you've seen his billboards. And, I'm not here to promote Glen. I think our office could go toe-to-toe, and has, even when I did defense work, gone toe-to-toe with Glen and those guys. But Glen, many years ago, and then again fairly recently, like last week, took Eddie Farah to task. So Farah and Farah has these ads where they wear Jaguars merchandise, or they, and some of them pretend to be Jaguars coaches, or have fake Jaguars doing pull-ups from the stadium. Like for a decade, they've branded their ties to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as Glen Cohen talks about in the recent ad, that's pay to play, boys and girls. That is 100% pay to play. There is nothing, no legal relationship, exclusive referral relationship between Eddie Farah and the Jaguars. It doesn't exist. That's not what they say, because they say they're the exclusive personal injury firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I'll tell you this, I've represented a bunch of Jacksonville Jaguars in criminal defense proceedings and family law proceedings. I've thrown one, you can guess who, into the back of a pickup truck and got him out of trouble one time. I've bailed another out of jail. We've gone after Jaguars and pursued a particular Jaguar for inappropriate behavior. And so, look, it's a very short list of people who get the call from professional athletes who find themselves in times of trouble or injury. And I'll tell you another thing. Jacksonville Jaguars players are not going to sue for a car crash. They're not. They really can't. Because then it gets into injury reports and all of that. The only one that I know of recently is Leonard Fournette. A few years back, got in a collision with his Maybach, and he didn't sue. And he certainly didn't choose Eddie Farah, because why would he? I mean, it's not a board certified. He's not a board certified civil trial lawyer. No disrespect to Eddie, but I've been a lawyer in this town since 2001. I've seen him in the courthouse twice, and one of the times was actually Chuck, and he came because I subpoenaed him on a legal malpractice issue. So let's go into the commercials. So the first commercial is Barnes and Cohen, Glen Cohen, talking about the Jaguars years ago, and then the next one is more recent.
Over the years, I've suggested to you that lawyers need to be careful in what they say in a TV ad. The other day, I saw a lawyer on TV with a Jaguar shirt, a cap, and a whistle. And I thought, What possible connection could there be between football and being a trial lawyer? The answer is easy. There is none.
And another?
The public should never be misled. However, you may have heard a local law firm claim to be the exclusive personal injury firm of a famous local business. But what you weren't told is they paid a ton of money to make that claim and were not selected because of merit.
Glen's just trying to tell you the truth, and he's using a commercial to tell it. Don't choose lawyers based upon commercials. I agree with Glen on that. Glen's got mad at me before and left me a nasty voice message, which I still have, where he got mad because I made fun of his billboard with a banana on it. And, you know, Glen has had some representation of a famous golfer, and Glen references that, you know, quite a bit. And he took exception to a tweet that I made about his billboards and his representation of Phil Mickelson. And you know, what, should we just play that? Let's play that.
John, it's Glen Cohen. Did you think your tweet was fucking funny? Well, I didn't. And if you got the balls to call me back so I can tell you off, do. But if you don't, you better hope you never have a case with me again. I got more legal experience in my big toe than you'll ever have. You haven't heard the last from me, buddy.
I'm not worried about my career. I'm licensed in 8 states. I'm board certified in civil trial law. I've got the largest verdict in the city, jury verdict. You know, this isn't an ego competition. I'm fine with my career, but it's the nature of barking dogs, right? Like you've got all these alpha dogs that are in this pool, and there's a concept in marketing called the blue ocean strategy, right? So the blue ocean is that deep, dark ocean that it's hard to get, you know, regular fishing lines in, right? It's protein rich. It's got lots of fish in it. And then there's the red ocean, and the red ocean is just overfished waters. It's the blood of the competition. And so, you know, the concept of blue ocean strategy is to, you know, find ways to reach blue ocean. And certainly there's very few civil rights lawyers in town. There's very few lawyers that handle shooting cases. There's very few lawyers who, you know, try to do a custom carved steak rather than a cheeseburger model. And our firm is thrived at that, you know, the custom justice. But the ocean is red with car crashes, which we do. Criminal defense, it's DUIs, you know. You're going to have lawyers trying in every way they can to scream things at you that make you call their number. And I don't even want to say call 4444444. It'd be nice if you did, but don't just call because of a slick ad. Because the only reason, this is coming from hearsay, but the only reason the Jaguars are now referring to themselves, or the Fair and Fair is referring to themselves as exclusive injury lawyers of the Jacksonville, is because Anna Jar and Levine threw more money at the Jaguars and tried to buy some advertising rights. And so Farah threw more money in order to be the exclusive injury firm because you love the Jaguars, some of you. And they know that they can team up with their sponsors and cross-promote and get paid. So consider your endorsements and your overall sponsorship correlations very carefully, because I assure you, Eddie Farah, Chuck Farah, and the fine folks at Farah and Farah aren't the first to get the call when the Jaguars have trouble. Go Jaguars. Duval. And I'll see you next time.